With it now being October, I'm going to revisit some things that scared us as a kid. I actually did a similar video on my old channel a few years ago, but for some reason I insisted on using awkward transitions and insufferably loud sound effects. So I'm going to redo it and make it better. Let's get started. I know what most of you are thinking. Who on earth is Peter the Cheetah and why is he so scary? Well, allow us to explain. Peter was the mascot for Sterodent, which is a brand of denture cleaning tablets. During the mid to late 2000s, Sterodent made multiple adverts featuring Peter and they scared the life out of us. I'm going to play you one so you can see what I mean.
I use Sterodent daily. You never know when you might have to flash the gnashers.
I'm not going to let anyone tell us that that isn't creepy, especially considering I was 4 years old. To be honest, I think it was his sickeningly smooth voice, paired with that crackly old animation style that made us hate it. Peter wouldn't just appear on my TV screen, he'd also appear in my nightmares, so I would have multiple boss fights with him on a regular basis. He was a hard bastard, I can't lie. There was this one particular nightmare that started with me alone in a dark room with a TV. The TV channel that was playing then went off air, just like they used to back in the day. As soon as the channel went off air, a warning message appeared on the screen alongside a timer. It was called the Sterodent Countdown, and I had to leave the room before the timer got a 0. With this being a nightmare, I was paralysed and couldn't move, so the timer eventually got a 0 and Peter jumped out of the screen and proper filled us in. How lovely. I wish I could memorise useful stuff instead of nightmares I had when I was 4. Oh well, I've got to make use of what I've got. Admittedly, this next one isn't as scary, but for some reason I didn't like it. If you've owned any Nickelodeon DVDs in the past, chances are you've probably seen the Nickelodeon Fish. It's an orange fish with Nickelodeon written on it. How terrifying. It would appear on a black screen and swim around for 5 seconds before the film started. To be honest, I think the fact it would randomly appear scared us way more than the fish itself. You'd be looking at a black screen and bang, there it was. It definitely caught us off guard a few times. In the past, I've mentioned that I have thalassophobia, which is the fear of deep water, and one of the things I hate the most is sea creatures randomly appearing out of nowhere. So that's probably why I didn't like it. Now let's talk about Kool Aid Killer, because this giant jar of Kool Aid is directly responsible for many restless nights. For those who don't know, Kool Aid Killer is an old YouTube video made by Dane Bow, the same person who made Annoying Orange. The video features a psychotic version of the Kool Aid Man, who kills anyone who doesn't drink Kool Aid. It sounds lovely, doesn't it? You're probably wondering how I even discovered this video. Well, one day I was watching Annoying Orange on YouTube, and I just discovered YouTube at this point, so everything felt fresh and new, and in the corner of my eye, I noticed I was being recommended Kool Aid Killer. You see, with me being a 7-year-old lad from Sunderland, I didn't even know what Kool Aid was, but it looked like another Annoying Orange video, so I gave it a watch.
Whatever you do, don't look back.
Who is locking all these doors?
Kool Killer.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Originally, I put on a brave face, but over time it would creep us out more and more. It definitely made us think twice about drinking anything that wasn't Kool Aid, just in case he smashed through my wall and put an axe through my head. In hindsight, I don't know why I was so scared, because it was so obvious that it wasn't real. But that's kids for you, isn't it? I stopped watching Annoying Orange until I eventually got over it, and that was that. When I was a kid, I had a game called Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and there was one character that used to freak us out a lot, and his name was MODOK. MODOK is a Marvel villain, and his name stands for Mental Organism Designed Only for Killing. To be honest, there isn't actually a backstory behind this one. I just didn't like how he looked. It's quite nasty, that actually. Sorry, mental organism designed only for killing. That said, he is a bit creepy. So I would never play as him, and I would actively avoid facing him. Finally, let's talk about the Sega startup sound. And I'm not talking about the original one, I'm talking about this version.
Sega.
Whenever this would come on, I'd always cover my ears and run out the room. It's not scary in the slightest, but I was about 5-6-year-old at the time, and I didn't like the deep voice paired with the sound effects. Imagine I heard the THX sound at that age. That is something else, I tell you. Out of everything I've spoken about, this is easily the least scary out of all of them. This and the Nickelodeon Fish. If you had any strange fears growing up, feel free to tell us in the comment section below. A few months ago, I made a video about thalassophobia, so I tried to avoid talking about it a lot in this video. I spoke about it a little bit, but not too much. So if you're interested, I'll put the link to that video in the description below. Thank you all very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Do you fancy checking out one of my other videos? Just click here.